The day is finally here. The Philadelphia Phillies begin their 2025 Major League Baseball playoff run. Red October is back. Phillies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Game 1 of the NLDS at home at Citizens Bank Park in South Philadelphia in front of the Philadelphia faithful fans. It's going to be great. Can't wait for that ball game. Game 1, today, tonight at Citizens Bank Park. I do have a little bit of a different setup. That Phillies flag right here that used to be behind me, that is now flying high outside in support of this Phillies playoff run. So, got a little bit new setup here for Phillies Daily. Speaking of that, welcome into Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Phillies, Dodgers entire NLDS is set now here. We did know, obviously, a couple of days ago, we knew the matchup, Phillies-Dodgers. We knew when the first game may have been. Then we realized the next day, the first two games, the exact times of those starts. Now we know the entire schedule for the NLDS. Obviously, Game 1, tonight against the Dodgers, 6:38 start time at Citizens Bank Park. Game 2 will be on Monday, also at home at Citizens Bank Park. That will start at 6:08. Then Game 3, that will be the first of two games on the road. That will be out in LA at 9:08 p.m. on Game 3. So that's a little bit of a late start. That is Wednesday. That will take place. Game 4, if needed, that will also be in LA. That will start at 6:08. And then Game 5, if that is needed for this series, that will be back at home at Citizens Bank Park because the Phillies have home field advantage. And that will kick off at 8:08 on Game 5. So there's the full schedule. Those are the full times that we know of this NLDS. Hopefully, we don't need a Game 4. Hopefully, we don't need a Game 5. Hopefully, the Phillies take care of business early and move on and don't have to face one of those tough deciding games there late in the series, which can go either way, and they get to move on to the NLCS against whoever they end up playing. I hope, we want to see the Phillies win. We don't want to be seeing a repeat of what happened last year against the New York Mets in the NLDS. It's going to be tough. The Dodgers are a great team, very good team, star-studded team, a team that I believe now has the best odds to win the World Series after that dominant wild card round elimination of the Cincinnati Reds. I think they have the better odds over the Phillies, and one of the American League teams maybe have the same odds as the Phillies now for the World Series. The Phillies are slight favorites for tonight's home game to kick off Game 1 here of the NLDS against the Dodgers. But it's, again, very slight favorite. I think the Dodgers are actually the favorites to win this series against the Phillies. So the Phillies have to channel a little bit of their underdog mentality. We all know how these teams in Philadelphia respond to that. Obviously, the Eagles a few times back in their early playoff runs when they won that first Super Bowl, 2017. And then, obviously, again, they were a little bit of underdogs again the following year. All that they played into that underdog mentality just really represents this city of Philadelphia very well. The players buy into it. Maybe the Phillies will buy into that as well, knowing that they are kind of being treated as underdogs here against the Dodgers, despite also being a very great team, very star-studded team themselves. One of the best teams in Major League Baseball, obviously had a better record than the Dodgers in the regular season. Many people are saying that the Dodgers will win this game. I don't know if you guys have been here, or series. I don't know if you guys have been hearing this as well as much as I have, but I really feel like the Phillies aren't getting as much respect as they should be, as being NL East champions for 2 years in a row, being one of the best teams in Major League Baseball, having a better record in Major League Baseball than the Dodgers, having a very great team themselves. I feel like they're just not getting enough respect for all of that. A lot of people that I've been seeing are a lot of just experts, a lot of just fans, whatever, analysts on these TV shows, sports radio talk shows, just pretty much just giving the Dodgers the series and already talking about them moving on to the NLCS. In fact, I was watching Thursday Night Football. Kirk Herbstreit on there, he was talking about LA because the game was in LA, the Rams versus the 49ers. And he had even just mentioned what a great time it is for LA. They have all this stuff going on in the sports scene. And he's like, and the Dodgers will probably be playing in the NLCS. So there, he was already just throwing them right in there past the Phillies without hesitation. Again, a lot of things I'm hearing is just similar to that. People saying the Dodgers are going to win the series in 4 games or take it to Game 5 and end up winning that as well. Very well could happen. They are a great team. Obviously, the Phillies have to be playing their best baseball. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough series. But still, I don't think they should be getting all of this attention and just really just pushing the Phillies over. And a lot of people just not acknowledging how good of a team this Phillies team is. And sometimes that does help. If you're reading into this as a Phillies player, these guys, they're mad. They want to win. They have obviously came close in years past. And they can channel this fuel, add that fuel to the fire, and help that even just push them even more to try to beat the Dodgers and move on and hopefully win a World Series championship here in 2025. I did mention they did come close in years past. We all know, if you've been following the Phillies the past couple of years, if you've been a Phillies fan your whole life, we all know how that's gone. So this specific Phillies team, the core group of Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, all those guys, they've come very close, very, very, very close every year. Not necessarily last year, but still, in my opinion, the Phillies just have more to lose in this series than the Dodgers do. Dodgers are obviously defending their World Series championship from last year in 2024. Very good team, as I keep saying, but the Phillies, they are coming off a very embarrassing series and playoff exit to the New York Mets, their division rival last year in the NLDS. After being NL East champs, the Phillies were having that first round bye, one of the best teams in Major League Baseball during the regular season, and then they lost in 4 games to the New York Mets in that very first round that they played in the NLDS. Very embarrassing for that team that should have had championship caliber talent and did have championship caliber talent. Came up very short, couldn't get things going. The offense wasn't good, the bullpen wasn't good. It was just ugly for the Phillies last year in the playoffs. So again, I just feel like they have more to lose, especially with this. A lot of people just not really feeling like they're giving them a chance against the Dodgers, in my opinion. Also, could be the last chance for this core group of players to win a World Series. We all know Kyle Schwarber is the big ticket free agent here for the Phillies heading into the offseason. JT Realmuto is also an upcoming impending free agent. Ranger Suarez as well, the starting pitcher. Nick Castellanos, he has only just one more year left on his deal in 2026 for next year. He's also obviously had his name in trade rumors, as his late season struggles in July and August and a little bit into September have been ongoing. So who knows what his future holds here in Philadelphia, if he's traded during the offseason, if he's trading during the season last year, if he's not brought back after his contract next year. Who knows? We'll see. But this team could look a lot different next year in 2026 and moving forward in the future, with a lot of these key players hitting free agency, getting older as well. So their futures are very uncertain. A lot of these guys for the Phillies, this could be their last chance. Again, they've come very close in the previous years. We all know that magical 2022 run where they snuck in as the final wild card spot and they made it all the way to the World Series. Unfortunately, fell short to a very good Houston Astros team in 6 games. Lost that World Series in 2022, but you couldn't be mad. They really came out of nowhere. They exceeded expectations. They got to the World Series. They came very close to winning it there. Unfortunately, just ran into a very tough team. High expectations going into 2023 after that World Series championship appearance, were pretty much the same team returning, and a lot of people just seeing how good of a team the Phillies are or were, and then again came very close to getting back to the World Series in 2023. Unfortunately, kind of blew that series, that NLCS against the Arizona Diamondbacks, lost in Game 7. We're 1 win away from making it to another consecutive World Series appearance. Just very tough series there for the Phillies as well. And then we all know what happened last year. They won the NL East for the first time since 2011. Very good regular season. It looked like they were one of the best teams in Major League Baseball, and then just ran into a very red-hot New York Mets team, and fortunately eliminated in 4 games after that first round bye in the NLDS. So just tough stuff out of the Phillies. They do have sky-high expectations this year as well here for 2025. Very good team, veteran team. This team has the talent to win a World Series championship. One of the best teams in Major League Baseball all year long. And first round bye again, second consecutive NL East title. Just playing against a very tough Dodgers team. In my opinion, these are probably the 2 best teams in Major League Baseball playoffs right now, and they're facing off in an early round in the NLDS. It's unfortunate, but it should be a very good, very fun series for both teams, for both fan bases, and especially for the Phillies fan base. We all know how we are. We all know how the Phillies faithful, even just Philadelphia sports fans, love their teams. It's awesome. Great atmospheres, whether you're at an Eagles game, Phillies game, Sixers game, Flyers game, whatever. I'm not sure about Union, but I'm sure those are great as well. Anything here in Philadelphia, the fans love their teams. They love their players. They also aren't afraid to let you know when you're not doing a good job as well. That's what makes it so much better, and these players really do appreciate it when they buy into the city, when they buy into the teams. They know what it's like. So if you're going to the game here today, if you're going to any of these games here in the playoffs, specifically in the NLDS here against the Dodgers, bring the juice, make it live up to its really just name, title atmosphere that we all know is the best in Major League Baseball, especially in the playoffs. Red October is great, second to none. It's really just an extra player out there. It's how like the Seattle Seahawks had the 12th man back in the day. That the fans are just add that much more competition, that much more juice to the stadium, and just makes it so much harder on the opposing team to lock in, to settle in, and to try to win a ball game against the Phillies at home. So bring the juice if you're going to the game. Have fun tailgating if you're doing that as well. It's Saturday, so enjoy yourselves. If you're going to any of these games, you can do that as well. But bring the juice, even if you're just watching at home or you're watching with friends, family, if you're out at a bar, if you're at wherever you're watching, bring the juice. Will this team to a series win against a very tough Dodgers team? Will this team to a World Series championship here in 2025? Bring the juice and make it the best atmosphere that we all know, that everyone knows across the country, across sports, across Major League Baseball knows that Citizens Bank Park and Philadelphia is the best playoff baseball atmosphere. There is second to none. I'm excited. You guys should be too. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Kennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Phillies-Dodgers Game 1, NLDS, 6:38 start time, Citizen Bank Park. Be ready. Bring the juice. Red October's finally here. Get excited. Let's go. And as always, go Phils.